How you doing, guys? File91e here for another Raw review for June 21st, 2010 from Bridgeport, Connecticut. This Raw was pretty much just the fallout from the Fatal 4-Way, and the show opened up with Vince McMahon coming out, and he went on a whole tirade about blaming Bret Hart for the NXT attacks and the attack on him. So he fired Bret Hart as general manager on Raw. Whatever. So what he did was he hired an anonymous general manager who makes decisions through emails through Michael Cole. Anywho, the NXT members were then hired by the new GM, so they are now full-fledged members of Raw. Sheamus came out, lobster head. Sorry, I had to do that. That's whenever I hear Sheamus' music, that's what I hear. Anyway, he gloated about his win and thanked NXT for helping him win at Fatal 4-Way. If you don't know or didn't watch Raw, Sheamus, what he did was the NXT guys came out, destroyed everybody. Sheamus came in and pinned John Cena for the 1-2-3 to win the championship. And then John Cena came out. He thanked everyone, sarcastically, and gave his take on things and why he wanted a rematch. The new GM makes the rematch with special guest referee Mr. McMahon. This was a 20-minute segment. It did not need to be 20 minutes. Some of this time could have gone to the next match, which was Evan Bourne versus Chris Jericho. And Jericho saying that he would quit the WWE if he lost. And about 3 moves into it, they cut to a commercial. I hate it when they cut to a commercial at any point during a match. I can't stand it. Anyway, it was a great match. It was not as good as the Fatal 4-Way one. I watched that one, and Jericho put Bourne over. He is Bourne is the real deal. There were some great spots, and I was kind of happy Jericho won because there could be a feud hopefully building up here, maybe for SummerSlam. Good stuff. These matches I don't think can be bad. Anyway, after that, there was a quick recap of the show. Virgil got fired and then replaced by Maurice by Ted DiBiase. And then there was a reaction from the Hart Dynasty to Bret's firing and the NXT beatdown. And then a weird limo pulled up. I'm not sure. I think it's probably the NXT guys, or maybe that's the new GM. I don't know. They never really said. Anyway, it was the next match after that was Natalya with the Hart Dynasty versus Tamina and the Usos. They got about 3 seconds into the match, and the NXT guys came out, and the Hart Dynasty went and started attacking them because they were, angry about what they did to Bret Hart. The Hart Dynasty, the NXT guys tried to apologize, but whatever, they had to fend them off, and numbers came over, and and they were taken down. So on to hour 2 overall. The NXT guys came out and actually apologized for what they were doing these past few weeks. They were just saying that they did what they did because they wanted to become full-fledged members of Raw, and they did, obviously. They apologized to Bret Hart, the Hart Dynasty, Cena, WWE Universe, everything. Now, I did not like this. I thought this was, showing weakness for the NXT members. I didn't like the way they were going with this storyline. They just kind of just when I thought they were going to go left, they went right, and it was stupid. So yeah, one note here is unraveling everything they did sucks. That was a note here I wrote. So that was pretty stupid. The next match after that was John Morrison with his NXT rookie versus Ted DiBiase. But then Ted DiBiase came out and said that he found someone more suitable to fight him, and that was Zack Ryder with his NXT rookie. So it was Zack Ryder versus John Morrison, and Starship Pain ended the match. It was a pretty decent match for what it was. It was okay, pretty plain, whatever, Anyway, there was in the back, Cena is still not happy. He was still pissed over the NXT thing, and he was going to deal with them all personally. Then there was Great Khali and Eve versus Alicia Fox and Primo Cologne. Decent wrestling from the women, actually. They had about 5 minutes to actually go in and show what they were doing. Still don't like Eve. She seems a little too plain for me. And Alicia Fox, I just don't understand her. I don't get it. I still think Maurice is one of the best divas out there right now. And Khali is Khali. Basically, there was 5 minutes of women wrestling. they tagged in Khali. Primo didn't want to fight him. Apparently there was some backstory with with Khali and Primo on WWE Superstar. Something happened, and anyway, Khali just hit him with the I forget what they called it. I can't remember what they called it, but the Punjabi plunge or something like that. That's the double-headed choke slam that he does. He still needs to do the chop. Yeah, chop! Bam. Chop! We're even ready for that. See that? Chop! That's enough of that. Anyway, the Great Khali and Eve won. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Then Orton came out to address the crowd, and he said that he was going to punt every single NXT guy on Raw now because they are on Raw, and, whatever. Then he issues a challenge to Sheamus and all them, and then The Miz comes out, and The Miz is saying that he's sick of Orton, and all this other crap. He goes to the ring, and boom, he winds up attacking Orton, which I thought Orton was kind of going to attack him, but anyway, Orton gets the better, goes for the RKO, but then Edge comes out and spears Orton. Apparently, they're going to have something going in, maybe to SummerSlam. We don't know. There's still Money in the Bank. Right before SummerSlam, so whatever. Then it was one other thing that I mentioned here. Edge is really looking old. I mean, I remember when Edge first debuted on Raw, coming into the crowd and whatnot. He was the tormented soul. Remember Raw? Jim Ross trying to put that over, but he is really looking old these days. I guess he's getting up there. It's kind of sad, really. But I guess age happens. Anyway, the final main event of the night was Cena versus Sheamus for the WWE Championship, obviously, with the special enforcer now, Mr. McMahon. There was a small Daniel Bryan chant in the in the beginning there with McMahon in the ring. I thought that was pretty cool. It was an okay match. It really wasn't anything special. I mentioned that there was a stupid spot where Sheamus was pulling Cena's arm down to the rope, and then his other arm, and then he did that. Like, honestly, what is the rope now locking Cena's arm in, or is Cena too weak to do that? I didn't understand what that spot was, so I thought it was stupid. So Sheamus, if you're watching this, don't ever do it again. Anywho, and there was a stair spot where stuff was getting set up. I was like, is this a no DQ match now? I really don't get it. Anyway, the NXT guys came out and they beat the crap out of Cena, and Sheamus ran away with his title. And the NXT guys dumped Cena out and dumped the announce table onto Cena, and so it was just Vince and the NXT guys in the ring, and then the NXT guys wound up beating down Vince. So I was like, okay, good, now we're back on track here. We went right, then we came right back left. The fact that I'm not sure what they were going for, but the NXT guys wound up getting cheers toward the end. I guess just everybody hates Mr. McMahon. So it says now I'm happy. I'm actually happy that that they are continuing with this beatdown sort of thing. So that was nice. And there was another Daniel Bryan chant toward the end. There was also a Daniel Bryan chant toward the end of Fatal 4-Way, which is actually pretty cool. So it's cool. Daniel Bryan needs to come back to WWE right now. Anywho, so that was Raw. I thought it was overall it was pretty whatever. Out of 10, since this is Wrestle Theme Reviews, I'll give it a 6. It was a pretty average pay-per-view with a couple, or pay-per-view. It's a pretty average show with a couple plus spots here and there. The Evan Bourne match and Chris Jericho match, I'm happy about that. And the NXT Swerve thing was good too. So I enjoyed that. So yeah, a 6 out of 10 for this episode of Raw. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next week for another Raw review by me, File91e, and we might, Korncheck and I might be doing a live stream of SmackDown this Friday. I'll have to talk to him about it. I'll post up a video if we are, and that would be kind of cool. We could interact with you guys on Justin TV and talk about what we like and dislike on SmackDown. So I haven't watched SmackDown in a while, so it should be good. I heard Kane is the the Undertaker's foil or whatever. They're going to have a casket match at SummerSlam. Who knows? I don't know. But whatever. Yeah. So just let me know if you'd be into that, and I'll see you all next week at least for another Raw review. So thank you guys for watching. I'm File91e. Bye, guys.